But first tonight, the first pictures of Thomas Mair, the man accused of murdering the MP Joe Cox, taken on the day that he's said to have carried out the attack, have been played to the Old Bailey and can be shown to you this evening.
Mair can be seen the day before at the library in Birstall and making his way to the scene on the day that Mrs Cox died. The
two assistants who were with her when she was shot and stabbed have given their distressing accounts of what happened to the jury.
They told the jury at the Old Bailey that Mrs Cox told them to get away and not to get hurt as she lay on the floor badly wounded and bleeding. Well, our reporter Katie Oscroft has spent the day in court and is live outside the Old Bailey for us this evening. Katie.
Well, Christine, we've heard a good deal of evidence today about how Joe Cox was attacked, first with a gun and then with a knife. Both weapons used, it's claimed, by Thomas Mair, who spent a second day in the dock here showing no emotion. Well, the jury was shown footage, we're seeing for the first time, of CCTV from inside Birstall Library from the day before Joe Cox was attacked. We see Thomas Mair at a computer. He was researching Joe Cox, he was looking at far-right websites and others about guns. Then the jury was shown CCTV from various street cameras around Birstall the following day, the day of the attack. They showed Thomas Mair's journey on foot from his home past Birstall Marketplace and to the library, where he waited around until the car carrying Joe Cox and her two assistants arrived.
And Katie, the jury heard first-hand accounts from her two assistants today, didn't they?
They did. Fazila Aswat and Sandra Major both worked for Joe Cox and both came to this court to relive those moments that day in June when they arrived with Joe Cox in a car for a constituency surgery at Birstall Library to be met by Thomas Mair. Fazila Aswat said, "In that instant, our lives changed forever. Joe was on the floor, there was a man with a knife, then there was a gun. I said, 'Joe, you need to run.' She said, 'Fazila, I can't run, I'm hurt.'" Well, Sandra Major had got out of the car at the same time and saw a man with a gun raise his arm and shoot Joe Cox in the head. Then he stabbed her while she lay on the ground. Sandra Major went on, "He was making motions towards us with the knife and Joe was lying in the road. She shouted out, 'Get away, get away you two, let him hurt me, don't let him hurt you.' He started to walk away a little bit and when Joe shouted out, then he came back. He shot her twice more and then started stabbing her again. She was on the floor. She didn't get up again."
Well, Katie, what else was said about the moment that Joe Cox was attacked?
Well, the court heard a statement from Bernard Kenny. He's 77 years old and he was parked nearby, just waiting for his wife near Birstall Library, when he heard a bang and he saw his MP, Joe Cox, roll into the road. He went to try to help her. He said to the police he thought he could take the man down who he saw stabbing Joe Cox, but he was stabbed himself and staggered back and gave his statement from a hospital bed. And earlier we heard from two police officers, unarmed, who went to arrest Thomas Mair soon after he left Birstall Library. Thomas Mair was carrying a bag and in it was found to be a gun, a dagger and a bag of bullets. Well, Thomas Mair remains on trial here. He denies murdering Joe Cox. He denies 3 other charges.
Katie Oscroft live at the Old Bailey for us this evening. Thanks very much indeed.